I remember this very clearly. A counselor came and told me that you would never get better from this. Hi, I'm Dinesh. I'm 32 this year, so I'm the head of business growth at AirAsia Super App. About 12 years back, I had a car accident that left me paralyzed in the hospital and unconscious. I had a brain concussion, spine rupture that left me paralyzed, chest below. Failed lungs, I had broken ribs, and I had a lot of other injuries. And here I am today, after all that. At the very beginning of what happened, the first verdict was I'll not survive. So that's number one. After I survived, the second verdict is I'll never get off the bed. That's number two. After I got off the bed, I will never get off the wheelchair. Well, I had to learn how to sit down again myself. Years later, I had to go through surgeries again and again, different stuff, right? But then you get your medical complications because of one leads to another and stuff like that. At that point of time, the first thing I had to learn is how do I even use a control? I used a control, but I only could bring the bed up 5 degrees. I cannot sit down. 2 days later, bring the bed up to 10 degrees. Slowly, and because my muscles were all wasted and stuff like that, right? So it took months again before I learned how to sit down myself, learn how to even get out of a wheelchair and use myself, no one helping me. So that from there, the physio, a lot of aids, metal braces. So it took years, the process took years, right? So it took a couple of years before I actually became independent on a walking frame. Walking again, life went on, and here I am today. I never gave up in life despite all the situations that came in. And I grew in my career, I grew in life. So probably if I look at myself back in university, I didn't have much worry. I think I had a good family, I had amazing friends, I did whatever I wanted in life. I think life was good in that way. Then when this happened, right, I think the whole world crashed down, right? Because it starts back from ground zero, you do not know. So you need to find courage in that, right? An example would be you have people saying that I think you should stop doing your engineering, you should do something that could be desk bound. Someone else telling that, hey, you're going to be bedridden or you're going to be wheelchair bound for life, you've got to figure out what's next for that. But I think somehow it's a blessing for me to have that mental strength. And I think we can cultivate that, or people around you, it makes a difference, right? That say that whatever happens, whatever difficulty, whatever it is, right, I'm going to find a way to make things happen, right? Things improve, but it's just a slow thing. If I waited for everything, I don't think I'll be here today. I remember this very clearly. A counselor came and told me that, hey, you know what happened? You met this accident, you had all this injury, but the worst is you broke your spine, and people who break your spine are just confined. You would never get better from this. And I remember telling her that, I said that, hey, I'll find a way to do it. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'll find a way to do it, right? That forced me to get out there, right? But I think until towards maybe 2 years back, or even so, I lived in denial in the sense that I don't want to go out much. I don't want to mix people. I don't want to meet people. I don't want to tell people my story, right? Because it's just I think it's a perception of people. I don't know how I put it. So for me, it's like it's an inferiority complex. People have different things. Mine is just visible, that's the only difference. Mine is very visible, right? Someone down the road could have something which we don't know. So as I started accepting that, and I said, okay, screw this, I'm going to live the life I want. So that's why I had to put myself in extra mile everywhere, even now. I have had conversations like, hey, I didn't know you had to go through this. No, I would not pressure you to get a report out. I'm like, no, screw it, pressure me. I need to get things done on time, right? And I do the extra mile so that people know that, hey, do not benchmark someone's ability based on what they had to go through, right? If someone wants to go do it, they will do it. I think the preconception goes away when you communicate it out, right? If you actually communicate it out openly and tell people the story and then tell people, the preconception goes away. So I think the stigma that is related to preconception changes as we start speaking out, as we start showing people, and that's where the stigma starts going off and people get more confident out there. Someone who wears spectacles doesn't get a stigma, right? It's just because it's just a common thing. So if every 5 out of 10 humans had to go through this, it's no more stigma, right? It's just that it's an outlier. Just do what you want to do. You can't satisfy everyone. You're not here to appease everyone, right? So don't care. Step 1 of eradicating stigma is not bothering. just because I had a chapter in life that I will go through. It's an accident. I don't want the accident, right? Every one of us. But it happened, so how do I continue? And I made the decision that I will just be as successful as I want. I will just find ways to make myself successful. And successful is means different to different people. I just want to prove people to say that whatever circumstances you go through in life, you can still do it if you want to do it. Tomorrow I'll fight this. If I cannot do it today, tomorrow I'm going to fight this. But there's no way I'm going to give up.